How's everyone doing? I am the Ruckus, and we are raring to go here. This is part two, as stated previously, of the review regarding the Haslab project from Hasbro, G.I. Joe Classified Series, the 2023 project. We're talking about the XH1, aka Dragonfly. We checked out the copter last go round. This is part two. We're going to look at the figures. What came initially, what was offered with the Dragonfly was Wild Bill. Can't have the Dragonfly without Wild Bill. He's there, whenever the cartoon ever showed anything aerial, Wild Bill was always involved. So you knew we were getting him. We also had tiers, though, to unlock, and we unlocked all three of those tiers. And they are Ripcord, Glenda, and Crazy Legs. So what you see we got there, they are numbered 142, 143, 144, and 145. So we were blessed with having them in packaging, not just like, in a large clamshell, because a lot of people really do like to display these figures numerically in order, and Hasbro was kind enough to accommodate that. You see the packaging. Speaking of that, we've got art of the four figures here. We're not going to review all four today. We will review two of the four, and those two will be Wild Bill and Glenda, and we'll do it like that. So yeah, today we're doing even numbers. But before we get into that, we need to look at the other side, because when they're placed side by side and facing this way, you can see they portray a little scene there of the Dragonfly, which is the same scene, strangely enough, that we got on the overall packaging. So yeah, you could line them up this way, or you can line them up the other way, however you see fit. For part two of our Haslab review, as previously stated, we're going to do two of the four figures that we got with the project, and we're going to kick off with arguably, well, definitely not arguably for our guy here on our left, William Wild Bill Hardy, number 142 in the line. Definitely not him. No arguing about his prominence when it comes to aerial maneuvers and missions. On the right, we've got Jane, Glenda, Mullighan, and she has sparked, I wouldn't call it controversy, but some talk because of who she should have been versus who she turned out to be, figure-wise and everything. Anyway, we're gonna dive deep into these two figures today for our part two of our Dragonfly review. You could see with the packaging there, it's great that we got this style packaging. Like I said previously, if you want to line up the boxes side by side, showing, numerically, the great thing is you could remove the figure and still achieve that, which is cool. So you could get, that's like a 2-for-1 right there. But they look great in packaging if you like displaying them this way as well, outside of the whole Haslab Dragonfly packaging. You see what we got going on both sides, especially with Glenda. She's coming with a fair amount of accessories, including something that I'm seeing in the back there that I think is very necessary for our Dragonfly helo. But we'll see when we get them both out of packaging. Now we've got Wild Bill and Glenda out of packaging with their accessories in tow. We're going to get into that in a second. I want you guys, first of all, though, to focus on the packaging behind our guys here. Wild Bill's artwork, I would say it looks probably as we would picture Wild Bill when he's not in an aircraft of some kind. Glenda here, on the other hand, wow. That's all I can say about that one. It's definitely not the most flattering artwork I've seen. this is a case where the head sculpt, the facial features on the head sculpt definitely outshine what we see on the artwork, but I digress. Anyway, we have got our two figures from the Dragonfly Haslab project. We've got Wild Bill, number 142, and Glenda, number 144. Today's an even day. We playing that game. And I think we will start off with, we're going to start off with Wild Bill, simply because one of the accessories that Glenda has is very significant, and you guys will see what I'm talking about a little bit later in this review. The first thing we will do is bring our guy up close, and let's get him focused in at least. That's the least thing we could do. Looks like we're not doing that. So I'll zoom in some. Maybe that will help. And we're getting nothing going on here. There we go. How about to say? Something wrong with my equipment? Or what? Anyway, we have our close-up of Wild Bill. And you see that he is sans his sunglasses that he's known for. We just have him straight up. Now, I don't understand. I'm trying to think of the cartoon. I don't think I've ever seen him without his shades on. So I don't understand why we've gotten that now. You guys may be asking the question, why does that matter? It matters because when you think back to when we got a few of the Dreadnoks, they came with separate shades, and they proved to be problematic to put on. And then when we got to our last guy, I believe the last one was Torch. Yeah, Torch. When we got Torch, his shades were sculpted on, made for better. We never see him without his shades anyway. At least I don't think. I know. I'm almost 100% certain we've never seen Wild Bill without his shades. So it really wouldn't have mattered if he came with his shades sculpted in. But we'll get to that. We'll see what I'm talking about momentarily. Let me move Bill off to the side a little bit so we can get in on his accessories. And he comes with another headpiece, because you can actually remove what we got going on there if you want to show him like without his hat on. And we have another hat. I'm just going to go ahead and call it a Stetson. I don't know if that's what it is, but we've got another hat, so you can actually pose him like without his hat on, holding it in his hands or something like that. You could do that. We get a knife here for our boy Bill, and I'm going to equip him right away with that knife. So we've got that. We also come with his two iconic weapons here. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and say that these are Colts, and I could be wrong. You weapons aficionados out there, you already know the rules. Let me know what's up, because I've never claimed to be. Anyhow, he comes with a pair of them, and he has holsters for them to fit in. So we're going to equip him with those weapons. Those are his go-tos. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's looking pretty good right there. And last and possibly least goes to what I'm talking about. We've got his sunglasses here, his shades. And I'm going to attempt to put them on right here on screen just so we can see how problematic or not they may be. And they're going on, but they're not really on like crazy kind of tight. So they're on, and straight ahead they look pretty good. When you start doing the angle thing is when You know, it kind of sort of appears, you know, it looks unwieldy, so to speak. So you do have that. I'm going to remove his headpiece if I can, his glasses, and his headpiece, and put on his spare set of hair, so you can see what that looks like. Right. And I'm going to try to see what he looks like with the shades on too, now with no hat, because that's a possibility to have him. And there you have it. That's what he looks like. It's not bad, but you know, these shades, I'll admit, they're easier to put on and look more realistic when they're on than Buzzer and Ripper did. So yeah. So yeah, that's what we have there. So removing his sunglasses, we'll go into what his articulation is like. His head is on a dumbbell, and you could see that he could look up pretty decent. Not that bad, not that well, but it's not that bad considering it's on a dumbbell. He could look down, which is cool. You definitely need him to look down if you're going to do any scenes with him in the copter, and you know, like maybe possibly looking down on a target or just the terrain, scoping out. You know what I'm saying? He can move left and right. He's got some pivot there. Of course, like I said, he could rotate. The neck joint, I believe, is it on its own ball. It's hard for me to. If it is, it's kind of tight right now. It may be on its own dumbbell joint. He can raise his arms up T-pose style. He's got butterfly joints, so he can rear back this much, which is decent. He's got a small style vest. Hasbro really has cut down on the sizes of the vests with their classified series. He still can't cross his arms or clasp. That's the closest you're going to get, but that's pretty good looking if he's forward firing those. I'm going to go with Colts until you guys correct me. He's got the bicep swivel. I think I didn't mention that you can swivel, rotate 360. He's got double jointed, the elbows we're talking about. And of course, he's got the swiveling wrists and vertical hinges on both hands. As far as his torso is concerned, he's got a diaphragm that doesn't go forward that much. You get just a little bit going forward. Going back, you heard that little crack. I guess I broke through some plastic or whatever, but he can go back. Yeah, it's ratchety. So yeah, he actually can go forward a little bit more now that I press the issue. You know, you guys, I make no bones. I'm a scaredy cat. I don't want to mess up my figures. So a lot of times I will work them after the fact. You know what I'm saying? But he does go forward pretty decent. I got to give that credit. His waist is on a ball as well, and you can swivel at the waist. That's where you're going to get your left and right. As far as the hips are concerned, you can split them like that. He has a very small drop down, but it's there. You can kick that far forward, 90 degrees, that far back. He can swivel at the upper thigh, double jointed knees, pinless, of course. He's got rotation at the boot, at the below his pant leg. He can point forward just a tad, go up just a tad, and he does have ankle pivot, a little bit impeded because of the pant leg down there. He's got holes at the bottom of his feet, and yeah, that's he's got decent enough articulation considering that he is a pilot, and chances are he's not going to be doing too many acrobatic things physically. He may do some acrobatic things in the chopper, but not he himself. So yeah, that is our guy, Wild Bill. Set him off to the side. It's time to bring our girl Glenda to the front of the congregation so we can get a look at her, and I think I want to zero in on her facial features simply because of what we saw, on the back of her packaging. And as I stated, her portrait, her portrait in plastic definitely outdoes her portrait in paint, for sure. That's not her artwork on the rear of the packaging just doesn't do her justice. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it definitely looks much better, the plastic portrait, for sure. Now taking a look at her accessories, our girl Glenda, she comes with an additional set of hands in the form of fists. You can see right there, she has that. She comes with a couple of different hair pieces for her do. She has this one coming on right here that kind of changes up what we got going on. I don't know by how much. I guess we won't know until we put it on, but it from right here, it doesn't look like it's much different than what she's rocking on top of her dome right now. Then we get this. This one is the more important one. This is probably the one I would rock the most. It's got an affixed set of headgear, so that's pretty cool right there. Speaking of headgear, Glenda also comes with this piece right here. I just knocked her down, but that's all good for coming in on my right side and touched her. But this is pretty nice too. This will be really nice having her, in the cockpit of the Dragonfly. So I think that's pretty nice. And lifting our girl back up so she can still be in play here. Pretty cool. Our girl Glenda also comes with weapons. So you get that. That's pretty nice. Once again, I don't know what model of weapon this is. If you guys do, you already know what time it is. Let me know in the comment section below what's up with that. And she, of course, comes with the obligatory sidearm, which I will now equip her with. She's got a holster on her right thigh. Stick that in there. And that's how that looks. So we've got all that going on for our girl. And now we've got a couple of other situations. This right here, this backpack, and you see the this air hose right here. It actually works. I believe it works in concert with her helmet, if she's sporting a helmet and she's got that on. So there's no hole for the helmet, but there might be one somewhere. I'll figure it out later. But this, she's got this, and you, of course, you can affix that to her back. She's got a peg hole back there, so you do have that. And then now, stand up, Glenda. Now we have. I've saved what I consider the most important accessory for last, and that would be this harness. Now this harness, you see the clip there, it's just molded in black, but the clip, the O-ring is painted silver, which is a nice touch because Hasbro could have just left that nothing, you know what I'm saying? But this affixes to the winch on the Dragonfly, and you put a figure in there, and this is what you use to lower and lift. So I think that that's cool. This is basically, even though it came with Glenda, this is essentially an accessory for the Dragonfly. So that's pretty cool. As far as Glenda herself is concerned, let's see if we can get her a little bit closer up without killing off the focus. Looks pretty nice there. Get a look at her. The harness, full body harness, shoulders all the way to thighs. Pretty cool. And of course the holster is connected to that. I love it. So her head is also on a dumbbell. She can look down a little bit like that, not too much. She does have the pivot going on. Of course, she can 360 it. She can T-pose. She can rotate. She has the butterfly joints, so she can rear that far back, clasping and grasping and trying to cross. That's about the closest you'll get them. Her arms, I mean. She's got the bicep swivel. She's got the double jointed elbows. Of course, they're pinless. Here's a nice little feature here. Look at what's sculpted on her left sleeve there. Her left glove sleeve, I would assume. It was supposed to be the glove sleeve. They, meaning Hasbro, sculpted in a sidearm that, more than likely catapults into her hand should the need arise. So that's technically another weapon for her. I mean, we can't really pose her, why would you want to? But it's a nice effect. I like seeing that. That's great. She's got swiveling wrists, and of course, they're vertically hinged on both hands. As far as her torso is concerned, she's got a diaphragm. And I don't think I'm going to get the ratchet motion like I did with Wild Bill. She can only go forward very, very little. In terms of going back, she can go back that much. She also has the ball waist joint, so you're going to get your left, right down there. She can split her legs that far apart. Part of it's because of the thigh aspect of that harness. She can kick forward, not quite 90. Once again, I think it's the harness preventing. Then she can go back that far. She's got the thigh cut. She's got the double jointed knees. She can swivel at the top of that boot there. She can point her toe that far forward, that far, very far up. She's got ankle pivot holes at the bottom of her feet. Pretty cool. And I went and did the articulation when I probably should have demonstrated what's going on with those hair pieces. So let me remove one now, if I can. There we go. There we go. So she's got that going on. And I'm going to put on this other one that I don't know if there's a difference. Put that one on first, just to see if there's any clear difference. And actually, now that I've got it on, there is a difference. And the difference is, when you look at this one, some of the hair is has left the rest of her hairdo. So it's kind of like, like it fell over her eye or something like that, where this part right here is what I'm talking about. So there is a slight difference there. I don't know if it was enough of a difference to warrant an extra headpiece, but I'm not going to sneeze at getting accessories, But here's the piece that we really want to see, and that would be with the headgear. So getting that on, this is what you want to rock right here. That's what I'm talking about. That looks good right there. Now, I think also maybe this other headpiece it may be a little bit, and I'm having them on the ground. You guys can't see, but I've got them on the table. And that headpiece, that extra headpiece, I believe that it's, let me get that the right way. Jeez. That's not even the extra headpiece. This is. I was about to do the wrong one. We'll see right now, testing the theory here. So this is the accessory headpiece, right? And I'm wondering if that headpiece is, no, I don't think so. I was going to say to fit the helmet on, but that doesn't make sense because you can't see the hair anyway. So the helmet more than likely goes on just by itself. Let's see. Yep, that's what I would believe. There's no reason to have hair when you have the helmet. That looks good too. That's going to really look good when we put her in the chopper there. Very, very nice. The lenses are not articulated. They're just straight up affixed. So it's like that. And that's our girl Glenda. In between takes, I decided to mess around with the hair pieces with this helmet, and sure enough, the helmet does fit on top of Glenda's head when you have one of the head pieces at least. I didn't even try it with the hair she came in packaging with, but be that as it may, the hair piece, you fit that on, and then you put the helmet on, and the helmet actually fits better. It's snug, it's more snug, and it actually lifts the helmet a little bit further off of her head, so her nose is visible, and it actually looks a lot better. And you see I've got her backpack on. That backpack, it wasn't, the tube coming from that wasn't for like an air supply. It's because the weapon, figured out what the weapon's all about too, is some sort of like a laser style weapon. And that tube is a conduit. That's where it gets its power supply from. So pretty nice right there. Very nice look for our girl. And also, when I was messing with the helmet, I had noticed that we have some writing on the back of the helmet there, and it reads "Commandos Heroicos." Pretty. I don't know if that's in any of the comics or a cartoon movie or something, but nice touch that Hasbro added that to the rear. Here we have both Wild Bill and Glenda in the Dragonfly. Wild Bill, of course, is in the pilot spot there. And yes, for those that don't know, the pilots on these rigs are usually in the back, in the rear, and the gunners are in the front. And it seems appropriate if you're going to have these two together, just going by what you see from their loadouts. Glenda is most definitely the gunner, and she handles all the technical stuff. And the reason I've got her there hanging out on the outside of the Dragonfly is multiple purposes. For one, the Dragonfly comes with foot pegs, both where she's got her right foot attached, and then you've got a peg up here where you see my little pointy tool at, and they're perfectly sized for the peg holes in the bottom of the feet. So that's pretty cool. But that was only one of the reasons why I've got her there. And the other reason would be I've got down here below them, I should say, I have Parth, Wolf Spider, Varma hanging out, and definitely part of the whole Night Force crew. You know that, as we've already talked about, you can combine everybody we've got with Night Force as part of this, like this squad / platoon, whatever you want to call it. And Parth here, Wolf Spider, is definitely part of it. And he, if you remember his packaging, he's actually rappelling down from a copter. Possibly it's a Dragonfly. I'm just going to say that that's what it is. And that is the other purpose that he serves here. He's the test dummy for using that winch. As you can see, I've got him suspended by the winch. Very similar to how he appears on the packaging. The only thing different is he was sporting his shotty in his left hand and rappelling. But that was artwork. This is real life with the plastic, and I think this looks pretty good. And this is just one of the two ways you can lower a figure. The other way is with the harness that came with Glenda. You could see that O-ring that's in the front of the harness. It has function, as well as the hook on the winch. And now our good buddy Parth, the Wolf Spider, is going to assume the role of model, top model if you're nasty, to show you how that harness looks on a figure. both front and back. You see we've got leg straps, and then straps around the torso, and of course going over the shoulder. And here's how it looks in the back. Very, very nice. And I'm going to show you how this it looks pretty complicated, but it actually is simple. And here's why I say it's pretty simple. Here's the harness, of course, off of a figure's body. And the great thing, I didn't even expect this, but we actually have belts and slots and everything to get this in. So you've got them for the legs, which is cool. You could actually cheat and get them in the legs and have them just loose, and they'll fit over the legs to go over the rest of the body. Because it's so pliable, you don't have to worry about stretching it to get over the shoulders, because it'll do that. And then you've got straps there. And the great thing is they're like zip ties almost. And depending on the size of the figure, you can adjust. So you have that. You've got strap for the mid-torso to do, which is cool. You do that. Get that in there. Let's get both sides going on. And then, of course, to tie it down, you've got a strap in the back. You know, let me get that last leg in there so it'll be totally done. And that's what you got. So, yeah, pretty simple. Very, very nice, Hasbro. Very nice. So my thoughts as we wrap up part 2 of G.I. Joe Classified Series Haslab 2023 for year 2024, just in case you all want to try to check me in the comments below. This was a Haslab for last year, as they all are. They don't come out until the following year, because it takes about a year, over a year, for them to actually manufacture, and ship. So, yeah, this is Haslab 2023 by G.I. Joe Classified Series. I can say this straight up. G.I. Joe Classified Series, once again, bullseye. When they do their Haslabs, they just got it going on. In fact, just the whole G.I. Joe line, because even their vintage series have come up very nice too, for sure. They definitely know what to do when it comes to these aerial vehicles, as we'll call them for this. But of course, I'm talking about the vehicles. In this case, we're talking about 2 of the 4 figures that we got with this offering. We've got number 142, William Wild Bill Hardy, and number 144, Jane Glenda Mullighan. And you knew we were going to get Wild Bill. There's no way in hell that we could get a doggone Dragonfly and Wild Bill not be included. You know what I'm saying? And Glenda, nice toss in. I think I love. I'm not loving the box art, but I'm loving the figure. Her accessories are definitely cool. I think this laser rifle is a throwback to cartoons and whatever. They never fired any legitimate weapons in the cartoon and in the cartoon movies. I know that they have in the comics. I'm not really familiar with Glenda all that much, but she is rocking a futuristic laser rifle. So I'm just going to give the benefit of the doubt and say that that's what time it is. She comes with 3 different hair pieces. I'm loving the one that she's sporting with the headset. The headset is very nice looking for sure. And then, of course, set of fists. She's got that nice pilot helmet, and of course, the harness for lifting and lowering from the winch on the underside of the Dragonfly, which is came with Glenda, but it's truly an accessory for the Dragonfly, and I am here for it. As far as Wild Bill, he comes with another hat that isn't attached to a hairpiece. The one he's sporting is the one that's attached with the hairpiece. He comes with another hairpiece that you could use to show him with no hat on. He comes with his shades. If there's a caveat, if I find a caveat with this set so far, it's the shades. I honestly think that he should have just come. If we wasn't going to get another head sculpt, then those shades should have been sculpted on. They look good. Out of all of the characters that Hasbro has released with separate sunglasses, I say that Wild Bill, in my honest opinion, his fits the best and looks good. Probably because that hat covers the flaws. Anyhow, still pretty good. And I'm loving it so far. Part 3, we're going to check out Crazy Legs and Ripcord, and I'm going to show you how you strap your pilots into the cabin, the cockpit of the Dragonfly. That's coming up next. Part 3 is on the way. Like, share, and subscribe. What do you think about, once again, this whole project? I asked during the last one. I'm going to ask it again. What do you think about this Haslab project, this Dragonfly, this XH1? Let me know. What do you think about Glenda? What do you think about Wild Bill? Comment this in the down below, and like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Part 3 is next, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Take care.